yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what the sun looks like right now. There's been ash falling from the sky. Air quality is just diminishing by the moment. And I, for one, have had enough. So I'm bugging out. Taking off to a friend's place, another property in the hills, and see if they have any clear air over there. See what happens. Catch you later. So yeah, 2,600 acres. This Cameron Peak wildfire has consumed so far. I've been through this before, been through multiple forest fires. Doesn't matter where you go. Up here in northern Colorado, the smoke will follow you. Just blotted out the sun. Really poor visibility over the mountains. And ash still coming from the sky. So much for getting some fresh air, I guess. So as you can see, everything's got a warm red glow right now. This is the view of the sky. What's left of the sun. It's like a red-eyed monster staring at you down it. Like some kind of a beak for a mouth or something. Plesiosaur, maybe? I don't know. Loch Ness Monster. Anyway. So yeah. So much for escaping the poor air quality, I guess. Just have to live with it for now. I still kind of want to bug out, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. red sky during the daytime. Yeah, the visibility, you can kind of see it over this way. Really poor right now. In the distant, not too distant mountains. On the way up, Long's Peak was just invisible. So yeah, saw a lady out watering her flowers. Older lady out watering her flowers with a mask on. And I'm assuming it was just to try to filter the particles from the wildfire, but you know, cigarettes have filters on them also, but they're still bad for you. So whatever makes you feel better, I guess. I mean, it might block some large ash particles, I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things, like you can wear a crucifix or you can wear a mask over your face, and whatever makes you feel better, whatever makes you feel safer. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to protect you. There's an ash particle right there. Oops, that was my gut. You see that? I don't know if you can see that. Ash coming from the sky. So yeah, now we're under the ash cloud, the fallout. This is what nuclear winter looks like. I always wanted to experience it ever since I was a little kid. Now I've been through a few forest fires, and I think it is interesting, the psychology. Like on the way down, I recorded earlier, the way down the hill, driving, just there's kind of a tension you can feel the way people drive. Like everybody's getting a little antsy, kind of, a little more feverish, I guess. But we're still pretty safe so far. It's still pretty far away, even though it looks ominous. Still far enough away not to worry just yet. You might have seen that ash particle fly in front of the camera right there. Yeah, those mountains are already almost gone. Super low visibility right now. And air quality is pretty darn near horrible. I, for one, am getting sick and tired of breathing this stuff. If I wanted to be a smoker, then I'd be a smoker. I just want to live up in the mountains and have some fresh air. Is that too much to ask? But that's part of living up here. So yeah, good times. Keep you all updated on where things head so far. This was like 4 hours ago, so I know it's a lot more than that. It's probably up near about 6,000 acres of burn area in the Cameron Peak fire. Cameron Pass way up there, above Pooter Canyon. Been up there plenty of times. Heard some of the horror stories of Hanging Lake has been probably burned up. Man, I can't remember the last time I've been there, but I wish I would have went there earlier, because it would probably be a while till that place is restored back to its natural beauty. And it's just a regular occurrence, it seems, more and more. Every season, every summer, we just have to deal with more and more of these forest fires. Living in the mountains, it's part of it. That's your biggest worry. That's your biggest concern. Biggest threat up here. You know, we had floods recently. Lived through that. But we were high enough that we weren't in danger of our lives. We were cut off for a few weeks from all civilization. And that was back before I was recording. That would have been a good... I was thinking at the time, I'm like, man, we were all upset that they actually opened the highways back up. Because I was thinking, man, I'm going to make this a show. It's going to last all winter. I'll be like raiding we're already like scoping out neighbors' resources like propane tanks and stuff like that. We leave a little note, right? Like, we use your propane, by the way. Because there's still a lot of stuff up there that you could pillage if you had to. But never got that far, unfortunately. We had plenty of frozen and dry foods that we could live off of to sustain us. And we got to fly out in a Chinook helicopter. I might include that footage if I can find it. It's not the highest quality, but that was fun. That was a trip. That was worth every minute. The only reason that we took it was for the ride, basically, because we could temporarily, like, was it once a week or twice a week, they let us out on a four-wheel drive access road, the only way out. But it's pretty hairy. You had to have like a pretty substantial vehicle to get up and down, and there's only like a couple hours window of time that they let you get back up afterwards. So yeah, we had pets, we had cats, we had to get food for. We ended up taking that Chinook helicopter ride down to the valley, down to town, and took the dogs with. That was interesting. They got freaked out because it was so loud, but yeah, then we backpacked back in with supplies. Crucially, dehydrated cat food, because yeah, I wasn't gonna lug like 20 pounds of cat food on my back. I think we weighed them at one time. I think it was like 40-pound pack, something like that. But that was fun. A little touch of what's in store for us all. There's a little chipmunk over here. I wonder if he'll let me record him. Seems pretty friendly. This little guy. Somebody else must have fed him at one point. What are you thinking, little guy? You bugging out too? Tried something to feed you. Well, he's brave. For a wild chipmunk. What are you doing? Must be neighbors or something that feeds this little guy. He's like, alright, you don't have nothing for me. You're not worth the risk. Yeah. So, whoa, that's close. Nobody wants to see that close. So yeah, it's interesting. It's always something, right? And it's going to get more and more so. We're told in scriptures, Revelation, natural disasters, earthquakes, wars, famines, pestilences, and rapid succession. That's the key. I mean, we've had these things for as long as the earth has existed, but we should be able to see a pretty noticeable uptick in how crazy things get, and natural weather events, and I mean, look at the last 100 years, right? How many people have been killed in wars? You know, World War I, World War II, Vietnam, all these things, okay? Well, I'm not going to go through every war. Recently, a war in Iraq, Afghanistan. But, so yeah, we're going to see more and more insanity unfolding on this planet. And God was in his concern for us, for his care, his care for us. He gave us fair warning so that we're not surprised when we see all this insanity unfold on the earth. It's coming back. What do you want? This little guy. Okay. Oh, now you're gonna chirp at me? Okay, he's pretty brave. He wants some good stuff. Am I next to your little house or something? They're so cute. I wish we could have chipmunks at our place, but all the dogs kill them. You're just gonna walk right up to me? Like this close to me right now? Whoa, that was fast. Right, I'm gonna have to go back. Get this little guy some nuts or something. He's really working the audience right now. Yeah, so it's just getting darker and darker. And that's, I guess, a metaphor for how things are going to get darker and darker on this planet. More and more people turn their back on God and His standards for moral conduct, like the 10 Commandments. 10 simple commandments, right? How hard is that? If you look at how many laws politicians pass every year, tens of thousands of laws binding us, right? God just has 10 simple commandments. They're a little more complex, maybe, in that, correct understanding is that you don't just keep them to be good people. You keep them because you love God and you want to please Him, basically. It's like a little kid looks up to his father or mother and wants to do good, right? I mean, initially, until they start getting to be little brats. But initially, they just want to be praised by their parents, to be looked upon with favor by their parents. They want to do good in the sight of their parents. They want to be good kids, right? Whatever happened to that idea? Why don't kids just want to be good kids anymore? Probably because the world is evil as it is, and the media, and all these Satanists and Hollywood pop stars, music, and the elites that run the world are just evil to the core, and they want to make everybody else just as evil as they are, so they don't feel alone. And people are more easy to control when we're driven by our lusts, or we're driven by evil. If we're people of principle, then we won't be so easily manipulated, right? So anyway, those are my ideas. Yeah, it's getting dark. Look at the sun right now. I'll show you one last time here. And again, this is just below Estes Park, Colorado, near Glen Haven. I'll tell you that much. Otherwise, in an undisclosed location. Because people around here appreciate their privacy, and rightly so. Man, it's like blood red right now. It doesn't really show up on the camera, unfortunately. I don't have a big enough lens on it to really zoom in right now. That is like glowing blood red, super thick smoke. And yeah, you can smell it. You can definitely smell it. Ash still keeps coming down. So yeah, that's the latest report from Nightwatch N8 up in the Colorado Rockies. Getting my radio announcer voice down a little better, because in the past I've been known to, just kind of like kind of mumble because I don't really care, but I'm like, hey, as long as I understand what I'm saying, that's all that matters. But I know I got an audience now, so I got to try a little harder. That's pretty neat, though. Anyway, got to get back to things, having a barbecue. Better socialize, I guess. Talk to y'all later. God bless everybody. Stay safe. And we'll see you. Chomping on choke cherries.